Rec League Podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Breaker, Podchaser, Pocket Cast, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 49 available now. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram, or YouTube itself. What up, world? Happy New Year. That was the wrong hand. Happy New Year. It is finally 2021. So everybody, I speak for everybody when I say I'm glad 2020 is behind us. As I said in my favorite movies of 2020 video, movies aren't even important. This is just for fun. This is obviously my most anticipated movies of 2021, 3 honorable mentions, but check the creeper at the bottom of the screen. Every time I talk about a movie, every release date is projected. Nothing is in stone if 2020 taught us anything about movies. Release dates will be shuffled. This is honestly, it says 10 most anticipated movies of 2021. This is honestly a most anticipated of 2020 combined with a most anticipated of 2021, because half of what I'm going to talk about in this video I talked about last year. And that's the times we living in right now. I anticipate half my list not even to come out this year, because supposedly we're not even going to be completely out of the woods in 2021. But let's just get into it, man. I think in my favorites of 2020 video, I did the honorable mentions backwards. So let me do it right today. At honorable mention number 3, I got Halloween Kills. Those teaser trailers got me excited. This was a tough list to make, man. And if it was all what was originally scheduled for 2021, this would have came out last year. So I'm kicking myself in the foot already. Shooting myself in the foot already. But yeah, like those teasers were interesting. The way the movie ended in 2018 had me excited off the bat. But we know that Halloween Ends is coming out too, so there's not going to be a definitive ending to this one. At honorable mention number 2, I got another movie that was supposed to originally have come out in 2020, and that's Eternals from Marvel. All I know is that they are beings who have ties to Thanos, possibly, and they know of the Avengers. The Avengers don't know of them, and I don't know. Like, I'm excited because it's a new MCU movie, but I know nothing about the Eternals. I know Angelina Jolie, Salma Hayek, and Kit Harington are in this movie. Is Kit Harington and Richard Madden in this movie? That's kind of a little bit dope. But yeah, like, I don't know exactly. Gemma Chan is in this too. I don't know exactly who the villains are. I don't know what this will set up for Phase 4. I don't know if it'll start in the Stone Age, prehistoric times, and go, I don't know, years, decades, centuries into the future. I don't know anything about this movie. I would love a trailer. I think Black Widow needs to come out for us to get a Eternals trailer, though. My honorable mention number 1 was my number 10, but I realized another movie I'm really looking forward to wasn't on my list, so bumps had to be made. And my honorable mention number 1 is Old, the new M. Night Shyamalan movie. Like, if I was me watching y'all most anticipated video and didn't know M. Night Shyamalan had a new movie, I'm an M. Night Shyamalan fan, despite his bumps in the 2000s, which was only like maybe 2.5 movies. And then I guess After Earth. But I find something to like about every M. Night Shyamalan movie. And this cast is solid. And again, like, it's M. Night Shyamalan. So mentally, my ticket is already bought. At number 10, another movie, like, I don't want to keep repeating this. You guys know, like, a lot of these were originally 2020 releases. At number 10, I got The Many Saints of Newark. I recently re-watch the entire Sopranos series and hopefully see like HBO, Warner Brothers, AT&T, whoever announcing that all Warner Brothers 2021 release schedule was also coming out on HBO Max. I think shuffled some release dates because Mortal Kombat was supposed to come out in like 2 weeks. Now it comes out in April. See, like what y'all saw at the bottom, Many Saints of Newark is supposed to, as far as I know, but I'm a nobody, so don't take my word for shit. Supposed to come out in March, and that's what I got it down for. But if it gets pushed to like September, like it was originally supposed to come out last year, I wouldn't be shocked. I think the story is gonna revolve like around a lot of the stories that Tony and Junior and him told about Tony's dad, about Junior, about Chris's dad. And if I'm not mistaken, Vera Farmiga plays Tony's mom. Perfect casting. And John Bernthal might play Chris's dad, Dickie Moltisanti. But Billy Magnuson was cast as young Paulie, and I think that is perfect casting too. I read that either on Wikipedia or IMDb, so that might be wrong. Don't hold me to that shit. But The Sopranos is my favorite series of all time. So whenever this comes out, if I can go to the theater, if COVID is under control, I'll be in the theater watching The Many Saints of Newark. At number 9, I got Mission Impossible 7. Obviously, Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, Fallout. This won't be, when it comes out, it won't be called Mission Impossible 7. But Fallout, in my opinion, was the best in the series. So with that alone, I'm excited for this movie. I know nothing about the plot. All I know is Tom Cruise is coming back. I don't know if Renner's coming back. But they cast Nicholas Hoult. They cast Haley Atwell. I'm sure Rebecca Ferguson is in it. I don't know about Vanessa Shaw either. Alec Baldwin. Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg. I'm sure most of them are coming back. At number 8, I got Coming to America. The trailer come out like a week and a half ago. All it does is show you stuff from the first movie just 20, 30 some odd years later. It looks hilarious. All it is a nostalgia trailer that looks funny as hell. I didn't need to see nothing new. From what I understand, Hakeem and Simi come back to America, obviously, to find Hakeem's long lost son. I don't know if they're estranged. I don't know what their relationship is. It don't matter. It's gonna be funny as hell. Wesley Snipes is in it. I think is like a rival tribal chief. Tracy Morgan is in it. Leslie Jones is in it. James Earl Jones comes back. I think John Amos comes back. Louis Anderson. This movie looks funny as hell. At number 7, I got Black Widow. Lower than it was last year. I hope Disney has a game plan. I hope this comes out the first weekend in May. I don't know. Like I think Wonder Woman 84 coming to HBO Max and theaters on the same day was a success for Warner Brothers in one way or another. So I hope that Disney, Marvel Studios has a game plan to get their stuff out this year. Like I literally was just telling my wife, I'm excited for Black Widow, but I'm 50%. This movie is only fan service because fans have been crying for a Black Widow movie since Iron Man 2, and I'm 50%. Like one of my like closest friends, shout out Javon Merritt. Marvel doesn't release movies without a purpose. In some way, shape, or form, this movie taking place like after, from what I understand, after Civil War, before Infinity War, but it will still further phase 4 in one way or another, even if it's the post-credit scene. At number 6, I got The Suicide Squad coming out in August. Even though Warner Brothers has already announced their 2021 schedule coming out on Max and in theaters in the same weekend, they can still shuffle release dates. Maybe that's why they pushed the Batman back to 2022, so they could be in theaters and not be on Max that same weekend. But still, as far as I know, Amanda Waller, Viola Davis is coming back as Amanda Waller. Margot Robbie is coming back as Harley Quinn. Joel Kinnaman is coming back as Rick Flag. Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang. And I'm probably forgetting one or two. But the new additions, Idris Elba, Michael Rooker, David Dasmouth Shane, John Cena, Sylvester Stallone is in this movie in some capacity. Like the quirkiness of James Gunn directing a Suicide Squad movie just sounds like the perfect match to me. I fully expect this to be one of my top 3 favorite movies in the DCEU by August. Speaking of DCEU, my number 5 is the Snyder Cut. Not getting a theatrical release as far as I know. I think Snyder might have said it could get a limited release, but it's going to be like 4 hours long. I just want to see Justice League as Zack Snyder intended it to be. I'm getting giddy just thinking about it. I think he said March. So yeah, like there's no date. It's just March, from what I understand. At number 4, I got Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and just the idea of a kung fu movie in the MCU gets me so excited. So I think in one way or another, this will reference either the first Iron Man, because the Ten Rings is who kidnapped Tony Stark, or the Mandarin, who was in Iron Man 3, who was the main antagonist in Iron Man 3. But I think it'll really be the Mandarin. I don't think it'll be Ben Kingsley. I don't think Aldrich Killian will be mentioned. But yeah, like I cannot wait for this movie. At number 3, I got A Quiet Place Part 2. I think everybody who saw A Quiet Place loved it. I can't imagine. Like, I know they're gonna like build on this world. John Krasinski is gonna expand the world. If you've seen it, I mean, like, you know what happened in the first movie. You know Emily Blunt and her kids, and she's a mama bear protecting her cubs from these monsters. They haven't put out a trailer because they went from March to September to April of this year, and they haven't released a trailer. Like everything shut down the week before A Quiet Place Part 2 was gonna come out. So, I mean, rightfully so, but yeah, like there's some horror coming out in 2021 that's got me ready. At number 2, my number 2 for 2021 was my number 1 for 2020, and that's No Time to Die. After binging I binged the entire Bond franchise, like No Time to Die was coming out in November. I'm glad I did, but I'm still gonna rewatch the Daniel Craig movies again before this comes out. After what happened with Christoph Waltz, Blofeld, and Léa Seydoux, I mean, No Time to Die makes it look like Bond is like really set up to retire. I don't know in real time, like obviously I know that this is 15 years after Casino Royale when he originally got his 00, but do we know how much time has passed in MI6 time? Do we know how much time has passed in Bond's life since he got his license to kill? Because I mean, he was young, and Lashif, and obviously everything with Blofeld with Christoph Waltz tied all these movies together. And we know Quantum of Solace was right after Casino Royale. When Bond's on that train fighting that dude with that disc at the beginning of Skyfall, like months pass. I don't know about years, but months pass. And then everything goes down with Judi Dench in Skyfall. Ray Fiennes takes over as M, and he's on his own. Well, he's not on his own. He's doing a last thing for M and Spectre. So that has to be pretty close after the end of Skyfall. So I imagine these 4 Bond movies take place over a couple of years. So I mean, that's crazy for Daniel Craig to age, because I'm sure they finished filming No Time to Die in late 2019, early 2020 maybe, because it originally had a 2019 release date. So did Wonder Woman 84. But I don't know, it's a trip. Like I'm excited. I thought the trailers were dope. I can't wait to see how Rami Malek is as the villain. Cary Fukunaga says the beginning of this movie he did something that he was gonna do in his version of It. So that has my mind going in 1,000 directions. My number one was gonna be the Batman, and then like I don't know, one of my honorable mentions wouldn't have got mentioned. But my number one was gonna be the Batman. My number one this year is Spider-Man 3. We don't have an official title yet. There's gonna be Home in the subtitle, and like for my movie nerds out there, I'm not. This isn't my most anticipated movie because of all the rumors. All the rumors are cool, and I'm tired of the jokes. Like at this point, the Val Kilmer from Top Gun is gonna be in Spider-Man 3. Jokes are lame as fuck. They were funny for a couple days, but now they're fucking stupid. I don't care about rumors. I don't care about Daredevil being rumored. I don't care about Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire being rumored. I don't care about Dane DeHaan, Kirsten Dunst being rumored. They're not confirmed. Talk to me about what's confirmed for Spider-Man 3. The fallout from the mid-credit scene from Spider-Man Far From Home is why I am excited about this movie. I know some people watching this may not have seen Far From Home. It's the best mid-credit scene in the MCU, period. And there's going to be repercussions in the next Spider-Man movie. That's why I'm excited. Spider-Man has work to do, and I have no idea how he's going to do it. Benedict Cumberbatch is in it as Doctor Strange, because whatever happens in a couple weeks in WandaVision, week after week, because it's episodic, it's not binge. Whatever happens in WandaVision is going to roll into Spider-Man 3. Whatever happens in Spider-Man 3 is going to roll into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So Doctor Strange is in Spider-Man. We know that. I think I heard that Jake Gyllenhaal might have been spotted on set, so maybe Mysterio's in this. But Jamie Foxx is in this as Electro. Supposedly, I don't know for a fact, supposedly he's not the same Electro from The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Supposedly, he's a different version of Electro. That blows my mind. And Alfred Molina from Spider-Man 2, from Tobey Maguire and Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2, is confirmed to be in Spider-Man 3. And again, he's not going to be the Sam Raimi Spider-Man 2, Dr. Octopus. He's going to be a multiverse version of Doc Ock. I don't know about Michael Keaton coming back as Vulture yet. I don't know about, like I said, I don't know about Jake Gyllenhaal. I don't know about Michael Mandel coming back as Scorpion. Supposedly, they could be setting up a Sinister Six. Supposedly, the rumor is that they could be setting up a Spider-Verse, a cinematic live-action Spider-Verse. But I think that goes down with Sony. I don't think the MCU is going to do a Spider-Verse movie. I don't think Sony will let them because they have the rights to every property Spider-Man. What I think could happen is I've been running fucking wild. Either this or Doctor Strange could introduce mutants. I predict, I guess, I don't have any concrete evidence. At the very least, in a post-credit scene for this movie, we get Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. So I think Sony flexed. Raimi wanted to do Spider-Man 4. They cut off Mark Webb and the Amazing Spider-Man franchise to get that MCU money with Tom Holland. But again, money talks. They might have beef with Sony. They might not want to work with Sony, but money talks. And this could be some of the coolest cinematic comic book movie stuff ever. But again, I desperately want the fallout of Spider-Man Far From Home, and I want to see how that gets fixed before any of this multiverse stuff. And let me see. But at the end of the day, this is scheduled for December. I don't think this comes out in 2021. There might be some ink dry on a contract with Kevin Feige, Marvel Studios, and Sony that says, hey, Spider-Man needs to come out on this day because Doctor Strange is coming out on this day. And they're all connected. So, who knows? I hope 2021 has minimal delays, minimal COVID protocol, schedule shuffling, and we get everything scheduled as is. I'd be a happy camper. But there's a lot of movies that I didn't mention, man. Fast 9, Godzilla vs. Kong, Mortal Kombat. If I'm not mistaken, a Resident Evil reboot is coming out in September. What's the Disney movie coming out around Thanksgiving? Encanto. West Side Story's coming out. There's an Elvis biopic coming out. Um, Jungle Cruise, Ghostbusters, Morbius, Venom. Let me know what you guys are looking forward to in 2021. I want to know what your most anticipated movie is, your top 3, 5, 10 most anticipated movies, man. Let me know. So, check out my top 10 of 2020. Check out my reviews for Soul, Wonder Woman 1984, the new news of the world. Check all of that out, man. Like, subscribe, comment. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me. Watch these credits. Peace.